What's going on YouTube? Cloverbell's here back with another Series 12 collaboration showcase, and I've got another special guest on the channel today. We've got Bwenty, aka Matt, on the channel. Bwenty, thanks again for joining us all the way from the UK. How does it feel to be here, Bwenty? And would you like to tell the viewers a little bit about your VGC background?
Yeah, sure. Thanks for having me on. So in terms of VGC background, I've been playing for, God, I think I first started playing in like 2015, but I first started competing over lockdown with Players Cups and stuff. So since then I've had some fairly good results. I was top 6 in the first Players Cup in the EU. I got top 16 in the third one. I've had a few regional results recently. I got 11th at Liverpool, 16th at Bremen, 19th at Lille. So solid recent results, not much history, but it's...
Hey man, we got a lot of accolades there, you know, nice shelf for all those ribbons or certificates or trophies, right? But
I have received no trophies so far, unfortunately, but it's soon.
The day will come, the day will come. Now, Bwenty, you got a Palkia Calyrex Ice Rider team here. And what's the story behind this team?
I will say I did kind of yoink this team from I think it was Brisbane. It was some kind of Australian regional. I saw that a similar team to this had won, and I thought it was quite an interesting archetype because the way I like to play is very kind of slow, lots of pivoting. I thought like a mixed Trick Room team would be quite good for that. And then from there, I picked it up, tweaked it around a bit. I've got some interesting EV spreads that I think other teams don't necessarily use. Mimikyu is also a little bit rarer. I also started off with P2 on this, which was the same 6 that won whatever the regional was. Yeah, it's kind of very standard, like mixed Trick Room stuff. Nothing too spicy in terms of the Pokemon being used. Some of the sets are a bit more interesting though.
Yeah, I've already seen. I'm looking at the Safety Goggles Mimikyu. Most people run that mental herb, right? Or some other item, but we got the goggles here. We'll talk about that and those spicy spreads at the end of the video, right? So, but ladies and gentlemen, you know how this goes. Bwenty's gonna call all the shots. I'm just gonna click the shiny buttons. So without wasting any further time, let's just go straight into the ranked battles. Well, Ludicolo and Kyogre. Wow, it's been a minute since I've seen Ludicolo, Bwenty. What are we thinking?
That's a really good question. What would my line into this be? So my first thought is they probably want to go fast here, right? Mm-hmm. So my thinking is I want to try and leverage Trick Room here. Mimikyu seems to have a relatively safe setup. The question is what to pair it with. So my first thought is probably something like Mimikyu Amoongus and then Calyrex and Palkia in the back end. Would be my first impression. The other option is just to lead Palkia Amoongus, just because obviously with the number of water types on this team, you can't deal that much damage to Palkia, and it gives you a very immediate threat of just going big Palkia straight away. Okay. I don't think Mimikyu does that much other than set Trick Room here. So maybe, yeah, I think maybe go like Palkia Amoongus and then Mimikyu, and then Calyrex Incin back end.
Alright, we'll get the Cali and Incin. Now, if he has Taunt, do we care? No, right?
If you lead a potential Taunt user, I can just go big Palkia.
Okay. Alright.
Which is kind of part of the reason. Or I guess the other option is I can go Trick Room and just eat the Taunt with Amoongus and then reposition.
Something here's got to have the safety goggles, right? I would imagine the Zapdos, and then maybe the Life Orb is on that Ludicolo.
Yeah, I mean, if it's Zapdos, we're not ever going for a max or anything on Palkia in front of that. I think that's probably just Trick Room. Honestly, you can almost hard switch in front of that on the Amoongus slot. Because you've got to be scared of Eerie Impulse.
Alright, but again, our opponent is, it looks like he knows what he's doing if he's got top 500 with this. So let's see what is the lead. I like those sneakers, by the way. I've never seen it. Kyogre Tornadus, so typical lead.
Okay, so this says to me it's probably going to be Tornadus, right? Because they want to try and stop Trick Room going up.
Alright. I just want to see the speed interactions here. Alright, so it looks like we are faster outside of Tailwind than the Kyogre. Okay.
So if they go for Taunt here, we could just try and go for damage on Kyogre straight away, potentially. The other option is we can just try and set TR with Palkia and Spore into the Kyogre slot, and just they can't Taunt both. Is kind of the thinking there.
Mid-ground play, so you want to Spore the Ogre and then set Trick Room?
I think Spore Ogre TR probably makes sense here, because like I said, they can't Taunt both of our mons here. So if they go for a Taunt, then I either get a Spore or a Trick Room, right? And Kyogre's not threatening that much damage on either.
Okay, so he actually just goes raw Hurricane to the pocket. Don't confuse me. God dang it.
Yeah, you jinxed it. You shouldn't have said that.
Okay, there's the Spout. So it's just raw.
I mean, Spout doesn't kill from here, yeah. If Trick Room goes up here, this is such a good spot immediately.
Okay. I have not been so lucky in the... Oh, we get the Spore off. That's
okay,
good.
Spore goes off.
Alright, come on, Palkia. Series 12 in June has not been kind to me in terms of being crit. But maybe I can outsmart the confusion. Okay, there we go.
Okay,
nice.
I think this is the first time I've hit through confusion in about 4 weeks.
We got the Clover luck. Alright, so we got Trick Room up.
So I guess the problem now is, I mean, Kyogre's not taking a sleep turn here, which is very important, which means you can reposition relatively safely. So I think you maybe want to go for... your options are either Spore the Tornadus, or if you suspect it's Goggles, you can go Pollen Puff to break a Sash, which is an interesting option. But I think Spore's probably just a little bit safer.
Okay.
So I'd suggest maybe just Spore into the Tornadus, and I think with that you can kind of hard switch into Calyrex here, right?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I'm down for it. Now, if
because ordinarily I wouldn't... Oh, sorry, Karen. I was going to say, ordinarily I wouldn't mind leaving Palkia in here, just because there's not really that much damage coming down from the other side, and I could go for, like, Pollen Puff and Spatial Rend, or Pollen Puff Hydro Pump into the Tornadus just to kill it. But, obviously, with it being confused, that's a much riskier play.
Alright,
but... No Goggles, okay.
Yep. Imagine it would be something like a Sash. Alright.
I would think so, yeah. I mean, Incin's going to come in on one of these two slots, right?
Could. You know, if we had the gamer move of Foul Play Amoongus, we could proc our policy on our Calyrex. Alright.
We could have, like, I guess the other thing is if maybe we brought the Mimikyu, would have the side proc here, which might have been a slightly better play, but I think Amoongus is still really good. So what we could do is we could just go Pollen Puff and Glacial Lance into the... How hard a read do you want to make here?
It's top 500. I'll make a read.
Because if you want to go for content, you can go for Pollen Puff and Horsepower into the Tornadus. Or you can just Glacial Lance if you're feeling safer.
I'm just gonna Glacial Lance. Show me the Incin. No Incin?
Oh, well, that's a free boost.
Okay. Wow.
I'll take that.
Maybe he didn't bring it.
That is a... I feel like not bringing Incin against Calyrex is kind of a throw. That's a dead Tornadus.
Alright, I'll take that. Now, all Kyogre has to do is stay asleep. Bwenty, do you believe?
Honestly, I don't think I care. I don't think I care if it wakes up here. Like, we've got a boost on Calyrex now. Okay. We're in an insanely good position. They do wake up. They give another spout. This is going to do nothing.
That did something.
Okay, they crit Amoongus. Is that crit on both?
Nope.
Is that Specs? Or am I going mad?
Well, it's still in the range. It's still relatively high speed. Oh, he did have it.
Oh, they did bring Incin.
Oh, well, now he just makes us neutral again. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
You can always Pollen Puff and heal ourselves back if you want.
Yeah, that is an option. The one worry is that Incin will live at Quake here if it's physically defensive.
Right.
So another option we have is we could just go Pollen Puff and Quake into Incin just to get a bit of chip down on it with the Amoongus.
So you want to Pollen Puff the Incin or Pollen Puff our Calyrex?
Pollen Puff Incin. I don't think we need the Helion Calyrex at this point, because Kyogre's not really threatening us after a Quake boost, and I think we want to just get the most out of our Trick Room, so we could just max it here and hit a Quake into the Incineroar.
Okay.
Obviously, they can't have Shuka because of Unnerve. The reason I'm going Pollen Puff here into the Incin is just because I'm slightly worried that if it's like a physically bulky variant, you can build them to live hits from Calyrex.
Yes.
Oh, this is going to be Big Ogre, isn't it?
That's me. That's me.
Oh, that's you. Sorry, I'm so used to seeing my trainer character Dynamax.
Yeah, no, that's Annabelle.
I was like, oh, that's not me. It must be my opponent. But also, me. Like, Kyogre is not slower than Calyrex.
Okay. Okay. Well,
it's
Kyogre. still big. Now wait a minute. Okay, it's in a Cherish Ball. Okay.
Is Cherish Ball Kyogre a thing? I guess we could just... no, they probably fake out here then, don't they, just to cover for the Spore. But then if they do this, they have to double the Amoongus, because otherwise they just get Spored next turn, right?
Yes. Well, let's see if he does do that. There is the fake out.
Yep.
Okay. Here's the Shroom. Ugh. Okay.
Poor Shroom. He's trying his best.
Okay.
Big Quake.
Now, because you live, Bwenty. Survey says he dies.
The survey says get out of here.
Okay. Now, where does the Ogre go into?
I don't think it kills Calyrex if it hits Calyrex. Ideally, Calyrex here, but I feel like they have to clear out the Amoongus, right? Because otherwise they just get put to sleep next turn.
Well, only one way to find out. We are going to see the Max Geyser Bwenty, and he does target into the Amoongus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Now, 2 Pokemon down. He's got 1 left.
And we have a +1 horse.
Probably Zacian, right?
Probably Zacian. I think Incine's the play here. As weird as that seems, Palkia is going to be faster than this Kyogre we've established.
Yes. Out of the Trick Room. We just have to remove the little doggy, but you would imagine a Protect comes out, right? There is the Zacian.
You would think so. So we've got a +1 Quake coming out from our guy Calyrex here. This is a bit of a call, I think. Like the obvious play here is to go Fake Out and Quake into the Calyrex, right? Sorry, into the Zacian.
It could be. I want to Quake the Ogre. I want to chip it a little bit.
Yeah,
right?
I was thinking you could go either like I quite like Parting Shot and Quake into Kyogre here.
1 turn of Trick Room, by the way. So this is an.
Oh, we brought an Incin turn early. Ooh, we should have brought an Incin last turn actually. That was.
Yeah. 1 more
that's
turn.
An error on my part. I think I still like Parting Shot here because then you can reset the you reset potential Fake Out pressure, which lets you get another Trick Room up. So I think I like Parting Shot of Kyogre and probably Quake into Ogre as well actually.
Oh, okay. We're gonna leave the Zacian. That's fine.
I mean, Zacian probably wants to protect her. Oh,
Double. I would imagine
we
double.
got. Oh, that's also true. Okay, so we could have gone for some free damage there into Zacian, but I don't think it really makes that much of a difference.
Okay.
Oh, this is actually a really bad spot, isn't it?
It is. I just remember. Like, oh wait, 1 more turn of Trick Room. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I thought we had more Trick Room turns. That's kind of on me. No more Rain, but I mean they're still going to kill Incin from this range. So. That's it. How much HP is my Palkia on?
You have about 51.
Okay, is that dead? That's not dead to a Geyser outside of Rain, is it?
It's close.
That's kind of annoying. I kind of wish it was.
We can try it.
The reason I say that is because what I'd like to do here is sack the Palkia and then bring Incin back in for Fake Out.
Why not?
But I don't think Palkia dies here is the problem.
Okay. Right,
I mean, we can go for it, and then we can force the Zacian. Yeah, okay. I think we go switch Palkia and Max Guard.
I'm not gonna get that off. No. I tried. Okay, but we did get the swap. I don't think I guarded.
Okay, well, we're gonna go for a not very big hailstorm here.
All right. Never know, I might crit. Oh,
yeah, we did.
Dang it. Controller. Okay, goodbye, Ice Horse.
Yeah, the problem is here now Palkia is stuck in a middling speed between Kyogre and Zacian, so I never managed to leverage myself into a position where, like, even if Palkia lives this, I'm never in a position where I can safely start pressing buttons with it.
Let's see if you live. Palkia does actually.
Oh, the play would have worked.
Yeah, I was. Oh, never mind.
Never. Yeah, well, I predicted that obviously, but
okay. Yeah, well.
Yeah, because like if you get the Max Guard off in the Calyrex here, you can bring in the. I guess Max Guard is still at risk of just killing the Calyrex from there. So maybe it wouldn't have worked, but yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think Incin can win this one.
No, I don't think so either. He would have like Omega throw, and he already has the Rain Ride. Bwenty, we're gonna scoop it.
Yeah, we're gonna scoop. Yeah, okay, so I think what we should have done that game is, because I just wasn't keeping track of Trick Room turns, which is entirely my own fault, we should have brought Palkia out on the last turn of Trick Room, and then immediately gone for, we've had the option to switch in Incin and Quake into the Kyogre, because it forces the Protect out of Zacian, right? Because you're scared of being hit. And so what you can do is you can switch in your Incin, and then next turn, after you've hit the Kyogre, you can go Fake Out Zacian and set Trick Room up again.
And then we're in a good spot, because then we got our...
Yeah, exactly, and then we just win, right? So that was just a case of not positioning your Incin well enough. I mean, that's just poor positioning, basically. But that's one thing you've got to be wary of with this team. Is a lot of the time, keeping track of Trick Room turns and making sure that if you need to, you have a way of getting Trick Room back up again after the Trick Room turns are over. So in this case, it's a case of making sure your Incin comes in so that its first turn is the turn after Trick Room's over, right? Or at least you can leverage some kind of way to get Incin in so that it can Fake Out outside of Trick Room so you can get your TR up again.
I got one question. Now, how many times have you been able to pull this off where you have both Trick Room setters, and then you have one turn left, and then you click Trick Room?
Double Trick Room? Yeah.
Have you been able to do it?
At Liverpool, I did that in 2 consecutive rounds and won with it both times.
What was the?
So I did it in like my round 4 and my round 5, I think, something like that, and managed to win both of them.
What was the opponent's reaction?
I think it's one of those things where like the opponents have seen it before, but it's just so risky to cover. So they didn't like go, "Oh my god, you're a genius." I did, obviously, because you know. But it's one of those things where I think your opponent goes like, "Okay, yeah, good."
Yeah, all right.
This
so
is like,
same idea, but you know.
This is almost Rinya.
Almost, yes.
Okay, so Mimikyu goes really well into this team. Like my normal line into Rinya would be Mimikyu Incin, and I think that still works.
Yeah, there's no Grimmsnarl. I mean,
yeah, there's so little way for them to stop me setting Trick Room here, right? So I think Mimikyu Incin is the best play here, and then the usual backend is just Calyrex Palkia.
This when I ever played it, when I played it in the IRL tour, this was the same 4 I would bring, right? If they ever did bring the Rinya.
Yeah, I mean, Alecki never comes here because double ground, and also Venusaur. Amoongus you can make a case for, but I think it's better to, like, you need Mimikyu for a safer, sorry, you need Incin for a safer setup, and Palkia Calyrex is obviously a better backhand, so I think that's the 4. I mean, that's always the 4 into Rinya. I think the Venusaur doesn't change that much, because, like, obviously Incin's not that threatened by it.
When I had the Tapu Fini on this duo, that also put a wrench in their Gastrodon plans. But I didn't bring it game 1, I brought it game 2 and 3.
Yeah, the Fini variant, one of the reasons I actually didn't use this team for a period was because the Fini variant does really well into my specific team. Mm-hmm. Obviously I can get around that with like Regieleki or with setting off policy on Calyrex and that kind of stuff, but this is a really good lead for us.
Oh, it is. Alright, I would just want to see the interaction here. Which instant has the faster Intimidate, which is always a VGC fundamental skill that they teach you in school, right, Bwenty?
Yep.
Alright.
So it looks like we are faster?
Wow, how much speed do we have, Bwenty?
Yeah. I've got 60 speed EVs, 68 speed EVs. So I've got like, I've got enough speed to creep Incins that don't have speed investment, or have little speed investment. So the easiest play here is just to fake out the Incin and Trick Room. The one thing we've got to be wary of though is substitute on the Zacian.
Oh yeah.
So if you want to be really cheeky, you could go for fake out Zacian and taunt into the Incineroar. But I think that the safer play is probably just TR here, right?
Yeah, I'm just going to do that. It's an interesting play to consider, and we will fake out the other Incin. Now, he could swap into Groudon here, or even, like, protect his thing.
That's fine, because if we get Trick Room up, we can then just start cycling parting shots, right?
Yeah.
The one more here is Sub-Zacian, but again, we can parting shot off that. Yeah, there's the sub. Okay.
We could have made the game away.
Yeah, see, I was kind of thinking there, like, fake out and... because Incins can often run Taunt to try and counteract this lead. So my thinking was if I could Taunt the Incin before it taunts me and stop the Zacian doing anything, then next turn I have the option to then passing the Zacian and Trick Room, and they can't really stop that, and I get more turns of Trick Room to work with. Mm-hmm. So I think the play here is you're taunting something. And I think it's probably... I guess Incin wants to parting here, though, right? Well, I guess Incin could actually stay in and just hit the Mimikyu, and then they kill it with Zacian, but that gives us a free switch, so I'm fine with that. So I think we want to taunt the Incin in case they stay in.
Okay.
Worst case, and then we're just parting off the Zacian, right?
I mean, I'm down for it. I can't see him protecting here.
No, I mean, with his sub up, I don't think it protects. Oh, actually, no, I guess that makes sense, because I guess what they're scared of there is me breaking their sub and just going for a Willow into it.
Yeah, and there's his parting shot.
His parting into Incin, I guess, trying to reduce damage on the Zacian. So I think
go ahead.
That's 2 turns of Trick Room gone, so I think now the play is trying to leverage so we can get another Trick Room up. We do have 3 Trick Room setters in our 4 here. So it's definitely possible. Gastro is
not
a little annoying, but the taunt is really good here into Gastro.
Yeah, because then he wanted to like yawn stuff, but
exactly, yeah. Which is why we run Goggles Taunt for things like Gastro and Amoongus. So with 3 turns of TR left.
Oh, you could even Flare Blitz and Wisp him if you want, but
we could Flare Blitz and Wisp. The problem is if Incin switches back in here, that probably won't break the sub. So the other option we have is to hard switch our Mimikyu into Palkia, just to tank a Behemoth Blade at -2, and then just Parting Shot again. Off of the off the Zacian.
I'm down for it. All right, so we are going to switch the Mimikyu in for the Palkia. Hopefully, we can bait that Behemoth Blade, as Bwenty says, and we'll see if we can get our Incin out here and reposition ourselves. There is going to be an Ice Beam here. Okay.
Okay. So yeah, that makes me. I think that makes me think they're going to go double into the Mimikyu slot there, just to try and break the disguise and then kill it. So this is a relatively free Calyrex switch in.
Okay. All right.
No, so, I don't think we want to max this turn.
2 turns left of TR.
Yeah. But what we can do now on this coming turn is we can go for Glacial Lance and Earth Power into the Gastro slot. It can't protect, it's taunted, right?
Correct.
Let's be with, I'm guessing, into Mimikyu.
There's no way he beats this, right? Okay.
It's better for us if he does, because at this attack stat, the Behemoth Blade doesn't kill Calyrex and just sets up my policy for free.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I think our best play here is we go for Earth Power into the Gastro slot and we Glacial Lance. Because that way either Gastro takes a whole chunk of damage, and I think it probably dies this double up, or they switch an Incin and it dies to the other double up. Right?
Exactly what I'm thinking, right? It's the mid-ground play. All right, so there's the switch, as we said.
This is probably Incin.
Is it? Let's see. Oh, that's very long. It is Incin. Okay.
That's Incin, yeah. Okay. So I think Glacial Lance and Life Orb Earth Power should pick this up, right? Because it can't have a Sugar Berry, obviously, because of the Unnerve from Calyrex. Because obviously Calyrex needed more abilities. That was its problem. It didn't have enough abilities.
Protect, stalling his Trior.
Yep.
No problem there.
Yeah, but that's fine. I mean, we can capitalize off that quite nicely. Lance comes out.
Okay, chip damage. Yeet. All right. So, Sub-Zacian kind of cool, but also, again, no damage coming from that slot. And I
actually, does this kill?
Ooh, it's going to be close.
It might be better if it doesn't. See, that's quite nice, because now we're in a position where we can start Glacial Lancing stuff, right?
That's true.
So I think what we can do here is we can go into our... Lost no TR, yep. So I think we switch into our own Incineroar here, and we just Glacial Lance. Yep. The other option, I guess, if you want to play it a little bit safer, you can go for Protect, because then... Oh, actually, Protect is nice here, because then you can fake out the Incin next turn and set up TR in front of the Zacian. If they try and swing, they just set off my policy. So I think I like Switch Protect here.
Okay. That's fine by me.
Because I don't really want to take like unnecessary damage is the thing.
No problem. We'll play it safe. All right. Imagine this is the regionals, Bwenty.
Yeah.
Okay. So can't go through the sub, but let's see. Does he swap it?
I think this has got to be fake out into Calyrex, right?
Oh, it has to be.
I'd guess.
Bing.
Yep. Perfect.
Okay. So.
Protect and Behemoth.
And. There is a... Oh, it's a play rough. Okay. He wanted the
I'll do nothing.
That does nothing.
It does
We're
it.
fine.
Garbage damage.
Now, Bwenty, trick him is over.
Now we fake out Incin and TR again.
Alright, we fake out Incin and we TR again. Now, if he... But Glacial Lances are Calyrex. Do we care?
You mean if you beat with Blades? No, we don't, because it'll just set off a policy. That's actually good for us if he does that.
Okay. You heard him. Bwenty says it's good. A TV's correct.
Unless they crit. Okay, they do switch. That's the sensible play. So you could have maybe called that and gone for a Flare Blitz just to break the Zacian sub, but I think this is just a little bit safer.
Okay, here is the Behemoth Blade.
Behemoth Blade.
Policy?
This is fine. Yep, that's policy for free. This would be like a little over half.
Ooh.
Yep.
All right.
Boy knows his calcs.
We could have broke that sub. Yeah, we could have made that read, but that's okay.
Yeah, I mean, the risk there is if they just double into the Calyrex with... like, obviously our fake-out play is super obvious, but if they do double into the Calyrex with... Actually, Incin... I think an Incin double-up wouldn't have actually killed me there. Although it would have left me in range of Gastrodon, which is maybe a bit hairy.
He's got some choices to make, Bwenty. If he swaps in the Incin again, it dies, right? And then our Incin is now faster than Zacian?
Yes. The question here is, do they try and yawn with Gastro, or do they try and kill Calyrex with Zacian? I think our best move here is probably to go for... I think we go for a Parting Shot off the... I think Parting Shot off of Zacian is probably our best bet, just because if they do Behemoth Blade with Zacian, another Parting Shot means we live, and then we just Lance it. Gastro is not going to enjoy this.
It is not, but he could be slower, which he is.
They are. I mean, I think most Gastro at this point are designed to be slow. But the reason I want to pivot here with the Incin is so that I can then switch the Incin back into the Calyrex slot.
Oh. Well then. That's a very thick.
This thing's strong.
Yes.
It is. So yeah, now obviously because our Calyrex is taunted, what we have the option to do here is we can bring in potentially a Mimikyu and sneak the Gastro as an option. Although that's a little bit projected. Or we could go Palkia, I think is the safer option here. Yeah, because I mean I'm not particularly scared of this Zacian at this point. Is it? It's going to be at what, -3 attack by the end of this turn.
There is another Behemoth Blade. I hope we live, Bwenty.
We should do. If we don't, though, we do get a free switch into our Incin, and then we get fake out pressure. So either is fine.
Ooh, 9 HP, Bwenty.
Yeah, it's calced. I know what I'm doing.
Alright, now, let me just check TR. 3 turns of TR.
3 turns of TR. We're
gonna have to start making moves quicker. Our time is 3 minutes and 30.
Oh shit, okay. Oh, sorry, I shouldn't say that on your channel, my bad. Okay, our options are either we blast the Zacian, but I think they switch Zacian out because it's at -1 bajillion. I think our play here is we just Earth Power the Gastro and switch in our Incin.
Sure.
I thought Zacian was at -3. They could protect and play rough into Palkia here, which actually might not kill at this range. I think just go for this play. Because no, just switch into Incin on this slot.
Okay.
Yeah, because Zacian will be at -3 now, so I don't think play rough is going to do enough to Palkia to kill it.
It's going to be close.
And if they do anything other than protect Gastro here, it's dead, which I'm very okay with.
Alright. Can we finally get a KO here? Gastrodon goes with the Earth Power. Okay, Shuka Bear.
Yeah. Because obviously they're very scared of me just hitting Glacial Lance. But I'll tank the Shuka.
Right.
So we'll kill the Gastro, which is really nice, because now there's nothing that underspeeds Calyrex in Trick Room. So now it's just a case of if we can clear Incin. We still have a max, that is true.
Yes. So do they.
They do play rough. I don't think this kills.
Oh, it does! Ooh.
I'm wrong. That's fine.
I think the Life Orb chip mattered.
Probably. Is this Mimikyu or is this Calyrex? I feel like this is Calyrex, because we've got Trick Room turns to play with, right?
I have no way of checking. We have a little bit. I think we have like 2.
I really do not hate Calyrex here.
Okay. I'll check it as soon as I bring it in. Alright, and this is going to be the Groudon. Okay.
Gordon comes in.
Oh, wow. And shiny. Wait a minute.
Oh, hold on. Wait, no, this is perfect. Because now we have Sun Boosted Flare Blitz into Zacian.
Yes, it is. Alright, now let me just check the TR turns really quickly. Alright.
I mean, they definitely max their Groudon here because they're out of max options, right? So the play I would expect them to make... 2 turns. The play I would expect them to make is they will go for
still has Incin in the back. Yep.
They do still have Incin in the back, which they're going to switch in here into the Zacian slot. So my thinking is we Glacial Lance here and we Parting Shot off the Groudon. Okay. And we are setting up for max Incin back end.
Ooh. Really? Okay.
Yep, because we can just blast through the... Incin comes back in unintimidated. Yeah, Zacian goes out, fine. Groudon will go down to -2 at the end of this. Incin then comes in without an Intimidate on it. And I can just max Flare into the Zacian.
Yeah, well, so we will take the Incin here, so that's actually kind of okay, I would say. Alright, there's the max.
Big Gordon, yep. So we're not going to do a huge amount of damage to the Groudon here with Glacial Lance, but it's a decent enough chunk that it's scary, right?
Well, we could always crit, like how they crit me.
I mean, that's just the obvious play.
Yes. Alright, big Groudon. Gordon Ramsay. Groudon Ramsay. Okay, there's the Lance.
Lance, yeah, just pick up the Incin.
Not bad, good damage.
Solid damage. So they want to clear out my Calyrex here, which is understandable because it's scary and it's Calyrex.
Okay, and here's the parting shot. We're going to go into Mimikyu.
Awesome. Well, we don't really have much of a choice.
Yes.
And now Incin comes back in, I get the double Intimidate down and everything. All's good.
Yeah. And then again, they'll bring in Zacian, but again, yeah, we have some plays. We have one
We do
turn
have
of
some
Trick Room,
plays.
by the way.
We do. So my thinking here is it's going to be... Ooh, Rockfall.
Oh, that might be in the instant slot. It is.
Oh, because they kill us with sand.
Yeah, the sand chip.
Yeah. Oh, that's a really smart play from my opponent, actually. I didn't think about that, because now they break Mimikyu's disguise, and they also kill the Calyrex. That's smart. I like that. I like that. Okay. This makes the endgame a little bit trickier. So, our Shukaberry's gone as well, which is a problem.
We don't have a Trick Room, by the way.
No. Well, we have for one turn. Don't we?
No.
We don't?
That was our last turn. Let me check.
I can't count today. I straight up cannot count today. That's bad.
That's why I showed it on the screen. I was like, one turn of Trick Room, Bwenty. Okay. Hold on a second. Let me just bring it up. Unless I'm mistaken. Okay, never mind. We have one
okay,
turn.
yeah, okay, good. Okay. I can count, I think. Right. Do you want to see a really spicy play here?
Well, we don't have a choice.
The spicy play is to max guard Incineroar.
Okay.
Because my thinking is they protect their Zacian, they quake my Incin with their Groudon, right?
Uh-huh.
So what I can do here is I can go for max guard with Incineroar, and I can Will-O-Wisp the Groudon.
Okay, and we don't... Okay.
Trust?
Then what do we do next turn?
We live the hits and we blitz the Zacian.
Okay. Okay. We're gonna max our Incineroar. Here it is.
This is banking a lot on being able to live these hits from Zacian, which maybe actually isn't the case. The other option is we just double max guard and set up Trick Room.
He has to protect, right? There's just no way. You can't just leave your... But then he might figure out, I don't care. You kill the Incin, how do you beat the Groudon?
Burn Chip.
Alright. Alright, so there's the max guard. What does the Zacian do?
Protect.
What?
Oh, are they just going for double max guard again? Oh, boo!
That was
boo,
a
you
big trick
coward.
Okay.
Dude, I could have just... If I'd swung there, I would have had max guard TR.
Oh,
God damn it.
Man.
Okay,
Well,
this actually makes it a lot more difficult. Okay. Groudon's at -2.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So they do need to double the Incin to kill it.
They do.
Do we think they double the Incin?
Oh yeah, I mean, Mimikyu's no threat. What's the Mimikyu gonna do?
Okay, if we think they double it, then we can max guard again.
Does that work?
And then I think we will have the Zacian here, because Groudon's rubbish.
Alright, we don't connect on the
Boo!
max.
My opponent is cheating. Oh, they let it happen? Oh, I guess that makes sense, actually. Yeah, if they kill the Mimikyu here, it doesn't really make a difference. What Incin does, because I can kill the Zacian, then I'm just dead to Groudon, right?
Right. Okay.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, we took too much damage on Calyrex that game. The max rockfall play from our opponent was actually really smart, though. Why are you rockfalling here now, though?
Huh.
That I don't understand. Because Quake just does more to... But I guess maybe if you think I'm going to flare, you can go for rockfall to reset the weather, but I don't think that really matters at this point.
That did no damage. We could have blitzed the Zacian.
Yeah, we could have done, but I also thought they were going to go for a double into Incin. I think them doubling Incin was our only win con there, because if they hit the Mimikyu, even if we hit the Zacian here and pick up the KO, Groudon still kills us, right?
Absolutely. Okay, well, we'll take the we'll let our opponent kill our Dynamax Incineroar here. Alright, actually does that? Yes it does.
It does, yeah.
Impish nature. Not enough.
Wait! Oh, I'm so stupid. They don't have Sacred Sword. We saw 2 stabs and sub.
Oh, yeah. Wait, it was Behemoth Blade, Play Rough, no Sacred Sword, sub and protect.
Oh, wait.
Wow.
Oh, it was free. Yeah, okay. In the knowledge of that, that should have been Blitz, I think. Or Max Flare. Okay, this is not a good start. There was a lot of hype around me and this team, and I've lost 2 in a row. So that's not the best going.
I'm just trying to think, okay, wait, if he has no Secret Sword, yeah, that was as free of a Flare Blitz that we can get into that.
Well, I guess we saw that the double up did still kill, and that was with a Rockfall rather than a Quake.
That's true.
Yeah, okay, maybe not. That's a Blacephalon.
Was that in the schematic and the team building for regionals, Bwenty?
I will say I didn't prep for Blacephalon. I'll be completely honest with you. I did not prep for that. How fast is Blacephalon?
Very fast.
It's like 108, isn't it? I want to say.
Can you check, or do you want me to check?
I will check. It is 107. Sorry, my bad. I don't know my base speed on Blacephalon.
It blows up in the sun, right?
Yeah. I mean,
switches
either way.
Sableye, right? Yeah.
Either way, fun fact: Regieleki is faster than it, even if it's scarfed, because Regieleki is stupid. So this might be a good time to show off the fast mode of Eleki Palkia.
Okay.
And then back end, we probably bring Incin Calyrex, I think. Yeah, Incin's super good here into like Rillaboom, into Blacephalon, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't think I'd be saying the sentence today. Incin's good into Blacephalon, but I think it is. I think it is true that Incin is good into Blacephalon.
Hey, I respect the Blacephalon tech. Listen, at this point in Series 7, you're trying anything.
Yeah, I'm building some weird stuff at the moment. Well, it's not that weird, but it's kind of weird.
Groudon Blacephalon, there it is.
Yeah, they're going for sun boosted everything. I think is their play here.
Protect and then...
So, yeah, we're just gonna blow up the Blacephalon, I think. We can go for... Oh, I guess Blacephalon will still be faster if it is Scarf. But I think we want to go for Electrowebs and just Whirlwind into the Blacephalon.
Sounds good to me. Does he have a fairy? No, he doesn't. Okay, we're doing it.
No.
Oh, that's not what I wanted.
Nope, that's not the Dynamax button.
Alright. Whirlwind.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Right. I mean, it's dead. Like, Whirlwind kills, we drop attack on Groudon, and now we can just start pivoting Incin and stuff. If they leave Groudon unprotected, we might lose Eleki here, but I think that's a worthwhile trade, quite frankly.
I mean,
because like, what is Blacephalon doing?
Nothing. You can take the Eleki. We'll be all right.
Yeah.
All right. Again, that is me.
That is you. Yep. Okay.
All right. So Dynamax Palkia.
I mean, I figured they weren't maxing Blacephalon.
We're finally maxing something with full health.
Yeah.
Okay.
Having health in your Dynamax is overrated, in my opinion. Please ignore the fact that we did lose the last two games, but... Okay, Eleki goes Electroweb, don't miss.
Alright, and there it is.
Good job. If it's not Scarf, it's dead, and if it's Scarf, it hits me and then it's dead. It's not Scarf.
Alright.
It's dead. And Groudon to -1. Is this bulk up Groudon then? Or is it just pressing P-Blades?
Could be.
If it's trying to stop. Yeah. I mean, Eleki Sash, so it doesn't really matter. But...
Listen, he wanted to blow up in front of his Groudon. Oh, it's just P-Blades here. Alright. Ow.
Yeah, I mean, it's Eleki. I don't know what you're expecting. Eleki drops to Sash from anything.
Well, listen.
I'm sure you could probably find a Pokemon somewhere in the game whose Fake Out could take Eleki down to Sash.
Alright, Sableye. Oh boy.
Sableye's a little bit annoying, but... Oh!
Ally Switch. Foul Play. Trick. Quash.
I don't really care about any of those. I think we just switch Eleki into Incin and Worm with the Sableye here. Like, what is Whirlwind here? Because Guys is not doing any damage in Sun, whereas Whirlwind, I think, will just blow up the Sableye, and, like, worst case scenario, we get a drop on their Groudon.
Fun fact.
They could...
Well, other...
So what was your fun fact?
Random fun fact. I've done Max Geyser against Groudon in the Sun and still kills it, even though it wasn't Max.
Yeah. If it's not a bulky Groudon, like, the fast Groudons you will kill with Geyser and Sun, with Life Orb.
There's the Ally Switch.
Oh no!
You see, we countered this situation a couple episodes ago where...
Oh no, they ally switched? I can't believe they ally switched in front. That's such a shame that they ally switched in front of me.
You see, it
nice ally switch, dude.
It works out for the second video. Not in a row, but this is exactly what happened in the other video.
Either outcome, that's not even a read. That's just like, if they don't ally switch, their Sableye dies and their Groudon's at -3. And if they do ally switch, their Groudon dies.
Alright.
You have Solgaleo, which is a little irritating. Mind you,
policy.
That is the play here, I would presume, from my opponent.
Well, if he's gonna do that, what if we just hit it really hard with everything we got?
I think hitting it really hard is actually a good strategy here. So I'm kind of down to just Flare Blitz and Quake.
Yeah.
It's gonna get its policy. So we might as well just hit it for the most damage we have.
Yeah, I mean, show me the Shadow Sneak.
Side Sneak?
He could
Max
guard,
your Solgaleo Side Sneak?
but then he doesn't do his little...
Yeah, but like, oh, great, you guard and then your Sableye does approximately 0. Like...
Alright.
What, you're gonna Shadow Sneak my Incineroar? I think so, even if they Side Sneak Quake into Incin here, I live because of Sugar. So I don't think there's really anything they can do to get around this.
Alright. But let's see if the max... Oh, no he doesn't. Alright, so there's the Shadow Sneak. Beep!
Big damage.
There's the policy. Alright. So... now we're gonna hit it really hard. Does he... Oh, we're faster. Oh, that's good.
Turbo Palkia. That's the move.
Oh,
Bonk.
Already have
Oh, that did much less than I thought.
Yeah.
That's a really bulky Solgaleo. Wow. Okay.
Well, yeah, he's slower, so he has to go for bulk. So now the question is, do you go for Incin or do you go for the Palkia? Let's find out.
I don't care.
Ooh.
Well, you go for Palkia by the looks of things, but...
Alright, but we do live it, which means we get a Sun-boosted Flare Blitz.
And we can just do exactly the same thing next turn.
Yeah, I mean...
Oh, wait, no! They set up Psychic Terrain in front of their own Sableye.
Can we burn? I would love a burn. No burn.
I don't care about a burn, it's dead.
We're chilling now.
Because they can't quash us now.
That's true. He can Shadow Sneak, though.
He can Shadow Sneak his own Solgaleo.
No. Oh, no. Oh, yeah.
Because he set up Psychic Terrain.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Same again. Just hit it. Right. just blitz and Earthbound the Solgaleo.
And what do you want to do? Just EP?
Oh, wait, hold on. Actually, no. I think what you might want to do here is you want to, blitz one slot and Earthpower the other. Actually, Lariat's... the Flip is good damage to save. Like, I think blitz the Soldier and Earthpower the Sableye here.
Okay.
Just to cover for an ally switch.
Sure. I would love to see the ally switch. There's the Quash in the Psychic Terrain. That's what we like to see, ladies and gentlemen. Alright. Bwenty, this is a regional.
And I'm winning. Oh, wait, if they hit Incin here...
Oh.
Hold on, actually, maybe this was a bad move.
Uh-oh. Oh, Max... Oh, the Clover Tech Max Lightning! Incin lives!
Solgaleo's terrible.
He did not invest that much attack in this Solgaleo.
+2, by the way. Just as a note, that's +2.
Alright. Sableye is the last mon standing, Bwenty.
I think we probably have this in the bag.
Listen. VGC is a two-player game. You never know. We might throw.
Okay. Well, we've got Sun-boosted Flare Blitz and Terrain-boosted Electric move from Regieleki here.
Right. So...
No, you don't want to reveal the information in case you play them again. You said it's a regional. It's a regional.
Alright, so we'll
we don't reveal our fourth mon. Yeah, we don't reveal the fourth mon.
That's true. We don't. We can do a lot of things here. We can even spite him and just switch into Calyrex and then...
I think we just press the boosted buttons. We've got a Sun boosted Flare Blitz or a Terrain boosted T-Bolt. Pick your poison.
No, we won't get a chance. He's gonna cancel the battle. Like that.
Coward. What a coward. No, if I'm that Sableye there, I kill the Eleki out of spite.
Oh, Hyper Offense.
Hyper Offense. This is actually kind of a problem depending on... This is one of those matchups where I'd rather face this in a best of 3. I think Palkia Eleki is a good lead here still. And the reason I think that is because if they go for the Tailwind mode, they have to Tailwind turn 1. And because Eleki Sash, it lives the first hit. We get Electroweb, we outspeed, and we Electroweb again, and Palkia now goes nuts. If they don't go Whimsicott, we need Eleki to get around like an Eleki Calyrex or a Kyogre Calyrex lead. Because I think they want to try and... Oh, wait, hold on. This is Eleki Calyrex. Wait.
This is tricky.
I think those two plus Incin Callies maybe are the best option here. This is a bit of a lead roulette is the problem. Because if it's Eleki Calyrex... Then actually, I think Eleki Palkia still works into Eleki Calyrex. But the problem is if we lead Incin and they lead Kyogre, we are in big trouble. So I think this is better coverage. Because if they do lead Eleki Calyrex, we can just max Palkia and switch Incin in.
Oh, okay. So you want to lead Eleki Calyrex and then pivot, right?
Oh, no, sorry. Lead Eleki Palkia is what I meant to say.
Okay.
Sorry, yeah. Eleki Palkia, Incin Calyrex, yeah.
Okay.
So we're going fast mode here. So again, this is the benefit of this much speed on Palkia, is if they lead, like, Kyogre and Calyrex, for example, we can just outspeed the Calyrex after an Electroweb and just max Geyser it, and then there's no more horse.
I think he has to bring Kartana here.
Does he? Kartana's really bad into my team. I don't think Kartana comes here. Doesn't like Incin. It's not that great into Palkia. Doesn't like Will-O-Wisp.
Let's see it. Oh, okay. He's going with this.
Indeedee-F I think is also kind of fine.
Psychic Seeds. Let me see. Okay. As one. And a Nerve. And then... Okay. Pressure. And Psychic Surge.
Oh, wait, we're slower than that Calyrex? Crap. Okay, well, this whole lead's wrong now. No, we're fine. I think we still probably go for,
There's the seed.
I think we still go Electro Geyser here. Because I think my opponent probably wants to be careful of Trick Room, so I could see this being like a Helping Hand max Psychic or Helping Hand Expanding Force from like Specs Calyrex that would just flatten my Palkia. So I think we want to still target down the Calyrex pretty aggressively here.
So you want to Geyser it?
Yeah, Electro and Geyser into the Calyrex. And if they redirect, then they don't kill either of our Pokemon, and then next turn we can just kill the Eleki with... kill the Indeedee with our Eleki. And then go big again. And kill the Calyrex.
Alright, so once again, Dynamax Palkia. Okay, full health Palkia. Right. Oh,
yeah, full health. Yeah, and again, this is where the speed comes in. Because if you're not expecting this amount of speed on Palkia, then you can relatively safely go like Helping Hand Expanding Force here, for example.
Okay, there's the Helping Hand.
Yeah, this will be Expanding Force then. Probably Specs Calyrex. And we don't care. Yeah, okay. So this is like exactly the kind of matchup why I run this much speed on my Palkia. And I'll get into that when we do the team analysis later. But like, look at how much of an advantage this puts us in immediately.
Hey, I bet you he didn't expect this.
Exactly.
Oh, the Bwenty tech comes in handy. Goodbye restricted. Nice helping hand, by the way. That was a great helping hand.
Yeah, see, that's exactly... Because my opponent here is playing scared of Trick Room. Because my team reads like a kind of a hard Trick Room team, right?
Right.
And so a lot of the time people will not play around me maxing Palkia turn 1 because they're so scared of Trick Room going up. And against this team, for example, if I do set up Trick Room and I get my Calyrex in, like, what are you going to do? There's Kartana, but I don't think I really care about that much, quite frankly. So we have a couple of options here. I think I want to slow this down, right?
Okay.
So if we make it slower than Palkia, then we're in good shape. So I think we Electroweb here. And then we probably... I don't think I care about Indeedee staying in. So I think I want to Whirlwind here, just to, drop attack.
On the Kartana or the Indeedee?
I think we want damage on Indeedee regardless here, just because it needs to go at some point. But
yeah. We can't have it redirect everything all day.
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, so they weren't expecting the fast Palkia.
They were not. Once again, this is almost Rinya.
It's Rinya with P2.
Right.
Why is P2 here? What's he doing?
Set Trick Room.
Fine, I'm okay with that. I think we still go standard anti-Rinya stuff with like Mini, Incin, Calyrex, Palkia, but we just need to be a bit more careful around not leaving it so late to Dynamax.
I will also say he could have the Clover Tech and be Shadow Ball P2 Dynamax Phantasm drops for Groudon. Oh.
He could, but we have an Incin and a Calyrex. Okay. And Will-O-Wisp Mimikyu. So I think we're kind of okay. And a Palkia, actually. Like, we have 3 Pokemon I'm bringing here. 3 Pokemon can drop its attack, and one Pokemon that can't drop its attack can just kill it. So I'm not that worried about Groudon.
So Incin Mimikyu once again is the lead with the two homies in the back? Okay.
Yep.
Alright. Another almost Rinya team. Yeah, everybody's trying everything. Yeah. Right? You just want to change one mon and then the team becomes worse.
Yeah, well, can't wait to see this win NOAC this weekend.
It could. You never know.
It could. It could, maybe, but I think Grimmsnarl is too important on this team.
The bulk is very good.
Yeah. Like, the speed control and the screens are so helpful on this team. I think Grimmsnarl is one of the Pokemon that you actually fair with Rinya Sun. It's such a, like, compact team, and it's so kind of interlocked with each other that I don't think you can really change anything on Rinya Sun and still have it work.
Alright, Groudon's on.
So this is precisely why we have this, because they cannot stop my Mimikyu from Second TR now. So the play here is we Party Shot off the Charizard and we Trick Room.
Okay.
This is a very, very standard line for me. I've played this exact line hundreds of times.
Okay, now the viewer is thinking, Bwenty, well, what if he just doubles the Mimikyu?
Groudon's not even close to killing this, and unless their Groudon is faster than their Charizard, I think we're fine.
All right, you heard it, folks. So.
And even if that is the case, if it's like Scarf, Bulldoze, Groudon, or something stupid like that, we still get Charizard to -1, and we can bring in our Palkia.
All right. That is not me, by the way.
Yeah, I figured this time. Yeah, Dynamax Mimikyu. That's what the players this time around.
Ooh, Groudon at -1. Bwenty.
They don't kill. They don't kill me. I'll tell you that right now.
Steel Spike.
It still doesn't kill.
Okay. Bwenty says it doesn't kill.
It doesn't.
All right. Heat Wave.
Don't care.
All right.
Jesus, is that a crit?
Ow.
That's a Life Orb then. Okay.
Could be.
It is with that range.
All right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There it is.
I know my calcs.
Ooh, there's the Steel Spike, Bwenty. Do we live?
Peep.
Survey says we do
Peep.
live.
Not even close.
All right. Bwenty practices.
Told you. I know my calcs.
Alrighty. So we get the free parting shot into the Charizard, and what would you like to bring in? Will it be Calyrex?
We bring Calyrex here for sure.
Oh yes.
Like not even a question.
Do we go the gamer play with the Shadow Sneak?
I actually don't know if Side Sneak will kill Groudon from here is the thing, because they've got the Steel Spike boost.
That's true. Now, if he led this, Zacian's in the back, right? And is it also Instant?
It's got to be Incineroar right into this, you'd expect.
But then no Gastrodon, right?
That's true. It's either no Incineroar or no Gastro. Either way, like, it's Lance here, right? I think Side Sneak is probably our best play regardless.
Okay.
Because I'm pretty sure Groudon is not going to kill a Calyrex from this range at -1.
Okay.
So I think we can just Side Sneak Lance.
Yeah, might as well. And this way we get to preserve our max, you know,
yeah.
maybe for the
yeah.
later
I mean,
on.
Palkia is a really good max target in this matchup. Okay. Not maxing Zard as well means that slot is basically just kind of dead weight.
Could protect, I mean, sure. I mean...
Yeah, but that's still dead weight, and Groudon's not killing me here.
Yeah. And then you just... Okay, now we get
so this probably is Incin, I would guess.
It is Incin, okay.
Yep.
So no Gastrodon.
No Gastro. We can be pretty certain this is Assault Vest Groudon as well, if it's using Steel Spike, which means we do have a pretty free... If we want to, we have a pretty free max Hailstorm into it next turn.
Okay. Yeet. Alright.
Big damage.
+1. Yep. We chip everything.
Intimidate actually kind of helpful for us there. Minimizes damage. Right, what you got, Groudon?
Okay. The damage. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, dude's strong.
Alright, Steel Spike. Into the Calyrex.
That's going to do negative damage. That actually, like, that... I don't think that counts as tickling. Okay. So... Our best way here might be to switch an Incin. We can either switch an Incin and protect Calyrex, or we can switch an Incin and max Calyrex. I think I prefer the protect play.
Protect Calyrex.
How many? Sorry, just check how many turns of Trick. It should be 2 turns left.
3.
3. Oh, okay. I miscounted. Oh, okay. Okay. In which case, I think we just protect and switch.
Protect Calyrex, switch an Incin.
Yeah. Okay. So unless they take the world's most incredible risk and just like don't fake out and leave their Incin in or something like that here, then we're in a really good spot. Because then this next turn we can go for another Glacial Lance and fake out their Incin. Because Groudon goes small at the end of this turn, which means it should be in range of another Glacial Lance.
Okay.
And we can just go fake out Incin and Lance, and there's not a huge amount they can do about that, unless they specifically parting shot off of Incineroar this turn.
There's no way you can do that, Bwenty.
Which would be insane.
There's a Flare Blitz. Ooh.
That's still fine. That is effectively the same result, right?
More.
Here's the funny thing: even a Quake into this slot will not kill me from this range.
Another Steel Spike, Bwenty.
I don't care. That's doing about 2 damage.
No, that 17.
Right, 9 damage. 9 damage. Sorry, my bad. I think we probably do slightly more here with the Glacial Lance. Okay, we have decisions to make here. So we could target down the Groudon here, but I think we really need Incineroar in the back end, so that we have that Intimidate pressure, that Fake Out pressure on Zacian. So I think what we could do is we could say, right, you can have the Calyrex if you want to kill it with Incin here, and we just click Glacial Lance and Parting Shot.
Off the Groudon.
Off of Incin. Groudon's dead. Actually, I guess if Groudon switches, yeah, that's a point. Maybe going off Groudon's better to catch a switch.
We'll try it.
I guess going off Incin might have been smarter there, because if we're slower, then we can reduce their damage.
Well, if Groudon dies anyway, then it still works out, right?
No, that's true, actually. Yeah, true.
Yeah, I didn't. This is why, like, I was wondering.
Oh, Groudon didn't die.
Yeah.
I am surprised by that.
I kind of knew. I was like, it's close, because he has another Steel Spike boost, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but I thought that I might be able to get through that. But I mean, this is still a fine position, I think.
More chip. All right, parting shot. Yeet.
This thing's at -3.
Something like that.
So we're about to see Precipice Blades here. I think this is actually... is this Mimi? Because I don't want to take unnecessary damage on Palkia, but if we can preserve Mimikyu, then...
It's a tough call.
Yeah, we've got one more turn of Trick Room, so I think we go into Mimikyu here, because we want to get Palkia in outside of Trick Room. Is the best bet.
Alright, well, here's the Mimi.
Here's Mimi.
You can even
Go, Mimi.
You can even burn that slot.
It's probably dead. Dodge it!
Yeah. Oh, he missed!
Good job, Mimi! Good job, Mimikyu!
Okay, now what?
Now it's Incin. And I think this turn will be Parting Shot and Willow.
Okay, Incin Mimikyu.
Okay, do we think Sneak will kill Groudon from here? Because I honestly don't think it will.
Let me think. I have to look at that health bar. I think it does.
They do have 3 Steel Spike boosts.
Yeah, he does.
That's a sadly good stat block. Honestly, I don't think I mind leaving Groudon in here regardless. So I think what we can do here is we can go for... I think we Parting Shot off the Groudon slot here regardless.
Okay.
Because we need Incin in the back. And I think we kind of want Mimi to go down.
Okay.
So what we could do is we could go for I think maybe we do just Sneak the Groudon.
We'll try.
Actually, no, I think I prefer Will-O-Wisp Groudon here because I don't care if it stays on the field. I think I'd rather just catch it switching out.
Okay, we'll do it. Does he switch? I mean, I would imagine he wants it to go down because like he still has 4 Pokemon.
Yeah, but my thing is like if he wants to try and bring in Zacian here, for example, this is probably Charizard, I guess. Wait, no Zacian?
Nope.
Okay, so Incin's not that valuable anymore, which is good to know.
Oh.
Wow, they are cheating. I can't believe they've got an Intimidate. That's actually not allowed.
But we don't have any physical attackers left besides Incin. Alright, there's a Parting Shot. Oh, is this back into Groudon? Okay.
I mean, I'm okay with this, and the reason I'm okay with this is because we have Taunt on Mimikyu. If we can get a burn on P2 here, that's really, really nice. Like, a burn here on P2 is super, super good for us. Just because it's so much residual damage over the course of the game. Green Zard. I mean, that thing's just not got any damage output left, has it?
Okay. Parting Shot.
Oh, I guess the problem with that actually... that could be a little tricky, because now they can kill Mimi, right?
They can, yes.
Okay, Palkia comes in. Did we parting off Groudon there? We did, didn't we?
We did.
Okay.
And now it is -1, but it also burned.
Yeah.
Okay, no sun though, so you would imagine Groudon comes back in, but...
The worry I have here is an Eerie Impulse.
Yeah, I was also thinking that. And no Trick Room.
No TR, but I think no TR is better for us here, because they've got... their backhand's all slower than Palkia, apart from Charizard. Charizard's not really threatening any damage here. So what we could do is we could switch in Incin, just so that slot lives. Okay, yeah, so we can switch in Incin and just spatial run the Charizard, and that way we take out the Charizard, and then we get our Incin in pretty safely here. We don't need that anymore. And it just means that if Incin doesn't die here, if they Eerie Impulse my Palkia, I can then switch out of the Eerie Impulse. Is the thinking there.
Okay, we'll see. Now, if the P2 sets Trick Room, we don't care.
No, because we can just fake out and unset Trick Room the turn after.
Okay, so out comes Mimikyu. We're playing the pivot game once again. Here comes Incin.
So it goes. We are going for the world's latest Dynamax.
Yes. Alright, there's an Intimidate. Okay, which doesn't do anything. Okay, this is probably Groudon. Yep.
That's fine.
Okay. There's the sun.
And now we can just kind of start going crazy. I think.
Okay. What does the Zard do? Is this
Zard.
Ooh. Oh, that's gonna hurt Bwenty.
Yeah, that's not ideal actually.
Yeah, I would have loved to max there.
Yeah, I was just worried about the Eerie Impulse. Is the thing. How's this doing? Okay.
Okay.
Just hit this.
We
Thanks.
did it.
Cool. Bonk.
All right. And now we can always fake out Groudon and kill it.
We can. That is true.
All right, and then he's left with basically the P2.
We've got an Incin and a P2. So Incin comes in. That's weird.
And I'm not sure which fake out is faster now.
Yeah. I mean, we can just Geyser the Groudon, right? Do we Geyser Groudon? We could fake out Groudon, Geyser, no, Groudon's the only damage up here. I think we just go for, I think we go for a big old Geyser into Groudon. And then, I guess we can fake out Incin here. Right.
Try our best.
Yeah, there's not much else to do. I basically want to get into a position where I have Mimikyu on the field at the same time as P2 so that we can taunt it. Because the taunted and burned P2 just can't really do anything to this team now.
This could be the play of the game, Bwenty. It all comes down to which Incin is faster.
Okay, Groudon doesn't switch, which means we get Rain up, which is huge. Because now we're doing a bajillion damage to...
And it is our Incin, Bwenty.
Based.
Right. And
would have liked that to kill, maybe, but... do we think, in this current situation, that Darkest Lariat will kill Incin from this range?
I have to check that HP again. I would imagine yes.
Because we've got a couple options here. If we think no, then we can just turn this into a 3v1. And what we can do is we can switch our Incin into Mimikyu.
I'll give you the prediction in a second.
Oh, with Intimidate, I think no.
Oh,
yeah, I think no with Intimidate. That's fine though, because what we can do here is we can party shot off the P2 and just go for a Geyser into the... Actually, Quake is technically a little bit more optimal.
Yeah, we can.
So we can go Quake. Yeah, Quake into Incin will kill, and then we can just party shot the P2. We're not doing any damage, but we can get into a position where we can taunt it, and I think that should win us the game.
Okay.
Alright.
There's the Shuka. That doesn't matter.
Oh no! I think it might be a roll now. I think the roll's in our favour. Okay, we got lucky. We got lucky.
We did. Absolutely. And then now, we do have a Mimikyu. We can taunt the P2, and then what else is it going to do? Click foul play?
Yeah, I mean, if it doesn't Eerie Impulse the Palkia here, then next turn we just have Taunt and Geyser.
Alright, there's a parting shot. And he is burned, remember, so he's going to be taking residual, which is going to help.
Yeah, exactly. That's the big thing with the burn on P2. Obviously, P2 wasn't the initial target of the burn, but... I mean, it's good to have, especially in an endgame where we end up taunting a P2 here. Just that extra tick over time is really nice, because Mimikyu obviously can't do any damage to it. So,
alright.
Poor guy's trying his best.
Trick Room.
That's fine. I think we still stick with the original plan and taunt here. I think we just go taunt Geyser.
Okay. We gotta give it that fat Geyser.
Like, it's not killing Palkia from this range.
Oops.
That's a moment.
Yeah, there's the Geyser. And
just taunt.
Alright, this is all we can do. We gotta make ssure that it doesn't click that Eerie Impulse multiple times. There it is. We could have guarded there too. Ooh, that would have been cool.
The things that now you're risking Hydro Pump misses. I'd rather just take the damage. Like with the taunt down here, the guaranteed damage is really nice.
Okay. And here
because like this will with the taunt with the burn chip, like this will still do I guess around half. Yeah, thereabouts. So I mean, with all of this racking up now, what we can do is we can this turn like unset Trick Room and go for a. Actually, feeling sneaky, you can just switch into Incin on this slot. Then you get unset. Is that worth it? No, I don't think you need to do that. Actually, no. I think we just go for damage here. I think we just go for a Spatial Rend. Hydro won't kill from here. I think Spatial Rend will do enough damage to make it worth. Then we just unset Trick Room.
Sounds like good. Sounds like a plan to me. It's a long drawn out game, but here's the foul play. All right, how much?
Yeah, I mean now it's just a case of because it's taunted. It's just a case. Yeah, it's doing nothing.
Yeah, that's because
like it's a Palkia with like 4 intimidates from a burned P2. Like the Life Orb chip might kill us.
It does, but we have Incin now.
That's fine. Yeah, exactly. But, like we unset Trick Room, we have Incin. There's now Burn Chip plus Darkest Lariat plus. I mean, Mimikyu's going to try his best, but he can't really do anything here.
All right. Oh, that might just be in range.
Oh no, that's in range for sure. Like unintimidated Incin from here will take that out. I know P2's bulky, but it's not that bulky. And especially with the Burn Chip, it can't recover this turn. That's game.
What a game!
Taunt Mimikyu is valuable. Taunt Mimikyu is very, very valuable.
For this reason, you would think it would matter for an opposing Amoongus, but it works out against.
Yeah, I mean, well, Amoongus is the bigger. I'll go over that when we kind of go over the team in a bit more depth. But yeah, this is just. I mean, if you want to get cheeky, you can actually fake out here is technically optimal, but I don't think it matters.
I don't know. Taunt
you did just taunt it again. Taunt our own Incineroar.
Oh Jesus!
Just to make sure we don't press the wrong button next turn.
Okay, and here's the Darkest Lariat. All right, I hope this kills Bwenty.
I mean, like this plus burn is killing.
Okay, we got
it. If it doesn't, yeah, it does kill outright. Like I said, I guess technically the optimal play there is to go fake out, but I don't think it really matters.
It does not.
Cool. Well, we ended positive. Started badly, ended strong.
Oh, absolutely.
I was just warming up. Like I said, I haven't played the team in a while. Just need to warm up.
Absolutely. All right, folks. Now we're in the Pokepaste section of the video. We started out relatively cold. Hopefully, you made it this far into the video, but now. After that strong finish, we're going to talk about all the cool techs that we have on the team. So, Bwenty, once again, thanks for joining us on the channel. Now, how did you build the team Mon by Mon?
So, I didn't actually build it from the ground up. I kind of mentioned this earlier in the video, but I did take it from a team that won a regional. Like, especially in a format like this, genuinely some of the best advice I can give people is if you're stuck, just yoink a team. Just yoink a team. Yoink a team that's done well. It's a good team. Learn to use the team, right? Team building this format is hard. But yeah, basically, I yoinked this from a regional winning team, or at least I yoinked the 6 Pokemon, and the 6 on that team were the same 6 except for P2 over Mimikyu, and that was the variant I brought to Liverpool, and that got me 11th, and that was strong. I originally had White Herb Calyrex, and then P2 obviously with Eviolite, the Foul Play, Eerie Impulse set. But I found a couple of issues with that were, first of all, Amoongus was giving me a lot of trouble, right? I had Incineroar with Safety Goggles and Taunt initially on this team to cover that matchup. But then Amoongus Palkia as the lead just kind of destroyed me, right? Because obviously I can't bring my Incin to deal with the Amoongus if there's a Palkia there, but if I can't bring my Incin, I can't deal with the Amoongus. And so I think I needed to patch that matchup. And I found particularly against stuff like Indeedee, so things like Indeedee Palkia, Indeedee Dialga was something I saw, Indeedee Kyogre I think I saw every so often, like Indeedee plus strong special attacker. Like, P2 wanted to Eerie Impulse them, but couldn't actually do anything to the Indeedee. Yeah. And so I just ended up in a position where I was stuck. So I decided to switch that slot around. I tried a bit of Dusclops, similar process of kind of side sneak policy on Calyrex, and I ended up settling on Mimikyu for that slot. Just because it's so much more consistent to set Trick Room up. There's very little that can consistently stop either Mimikyu Incin or Mimikyu Amoongus setting up Trick Room, right? Like, it's very difficult to find a lead that can stop both of those. You can go for maybe, like, Taunt Incineroar is maybe an option, if you have, like, Taunt Goggles Incineroar, which I've seen before. But then I've got a faster Taunt on my Mimikyu, so I can stop that. You can't fake out Mimikyu, you can't kill it with most conventional means. The one thing that can get around it is, like, an Regieleki Calyrex lead, but then if I predict an Regieleki Calyrex lead, we saw similar earlier, where I can just go Regieleki Palkia or Incin Palkia, and deal with it that way, and just blast through it and not bring Trick Room at all, or at least not bring it in the front. What the EVs on Mimikyu do here, you saw earlier with the bulk taking the Steel Spike from Groudon. Right. What this was specifically designed to tank was, it was designed to take a Life Orb Max Airstream from Thundurus.
Okay.
Because a common lead you saw, like, when maybe the EV spread's a little outdated, but it still works for me here. I know a lot of Mimikyu's now running a lot more special defense to live like a Moongeist Beam from Lunala, because obviously that hits through disguise. But at the time, there was a lot of kind of Thunderusization leads running around, which would be a struggle for this team, because obviously I don't really want to lead Incin into a Thundurus. You could go Amoongus Mimikyu into that, but then you're just sacrificing your Amoongus. So having the bulk to live that means I could lead like Amoongus Mimikyu, for example, and then just go Trick Room Spore. And I get a Spore and a Trick Room, as opposed to having to sacrifice my Amoongus in order to set up Trick Room, and then being stuck in a slightly unfavourable position. So that's kind of the idea behind that EV spread. Shadow Sneak obviously to side proc policy on Calyrex. Will-O-Wisp just to give it some use, like it's good for chip damage you saw on the P2 earlier, that's useful. Things like Zacian, Thunderous as well, a good example. It actually helped a couple of times against Shedinja, which I came up against once or twice with this team, because there's not much on this team that can hit Shedinja. And the thing with Will-O-Wisp is, with Sash Shedinja, you can just burn it. And, like, obviously it can't then live through Sash or Endure or anything like that, and so you can just clear it off the field, which is a super nice way of getting around that. And obviously Trick Room for Trick Room. So that was the thought behind Mimikyu, is it lets me activate my Calyrex, which I thought was sometimes a little underwhelming if it was just getting Intimidate spammed. Because what you can do here is you can like side proc your Calyrex, and then you can go for a +1 Quake into Twins and kill it. So that I think was a really fun adjustment. I know not a huge amount of these teams running Mimikyu. I actually got the inspiration from that from a slightly different team at, was it Indy? It was some American regional where it was the kind of the Calyrex Ice Reshiram teams. Oh, I saw a couple of them running around with Mimikyu, so I was like, maybe I could put Mimikyu on mine. That worked out quite nicely. The rest of the sets are pretty standard. Like I said, I did have goggles on Incin, but then moving the goggles onto Mimikyu means I could open up the Sugar Berry on Incin, and I can run a Dot move instead of Taunt. It ended up being really useful. You saw into like Sun matchups there, having that Sugar Berry meant I could tank Groudon hits. For some reason, Incineroar is the best Groudon switching in the game, which doesn't sound right, but it is. Yeah, I mean, the Calyrex is very standard. The Amoongus is also... The Palkia spread I will get to. I think I'm going to go for that one last, because that is, I think, the most interesting part of this team. Amoongus is pretty standard. Eleki... A lot of these teams will run Life Orb Eleki, and then, like, Lustrous Orb Palkia or something like that. But that does not work for the setup I have with Palkia, which is that, as you see, I have got 228 speed EVs on my Palkia, which looks kind of silly on a Trick Room team, but that won me so many games. Like, there are matchups with this team that become very difficult in a lot of cases. Like, Calyrex Solgaleo, for example, against this team is really strong in most instances. If you don't have this fast Palkia, that Bulldoze is going off, and the Solgaleo's getting its policy boost, and you don't have a huge amount to hit it with. But with the Sashaleki and Life Orb Palkia, you can go for something like what we saw earlier, where you can go Electroweb into a Calyrex. The Palkia is designed to outspeed Calyrex when it's at -1, and then you just delete it. Doesn't matter if it's Sash, it's gone, right? And that, I think, is a key. Like, a lot of people were caught off guard by that, and it was such a valuable thing. Like, even in the mirror, I saw a lot of kind of Palkia mirrors. Being faster than other Palkias is huge. Being faster than Kyogres, you'll outspeed any modest Kyogre. And if it's timid Kyogre, you don't really care about it that much with Palkia.
Doesn't do it.
Like, I think that speaks that as really nice. Yeah, exactly. And like, because Palkia's base 100, like, it's fast enough that under Trick Room, even without investment, like, the stuff that is normally, like, anything over base 100 is normally going to be running speed investment anyway.
Right.
So you still outspeed a lot of that stuff in Trick Room. But then the stuff that's less than base 100, you'd be like, often don't run max speed investment. And so
they're bulkier.
It doesn't really change your speed tiers that much in Trick Room. And in Trick Room, I'm normally trying to leverage my Calyrex, my Incin, more than my Palkia. So I think that was the most interesting tech I had on this team, was just running a really fast Palkia on what looks at first to be a pretty hard Trick Room team. It patched so many matchups, and it just meant that into stuff like Rain, for example, because I've got Focus Sash on Regieleki, there'd be situations where someone would lead like Tornadus Kyogre, and they'd think, okay, I can just go Tailwind Spout. So they do that, and then I hit them with an Electroweb. I live with my Eleki, obviously. Palkia goes big and smacks something, take your pick. And then Eleki outspeeds the Kyogre again, because of the Electroweb, and then Electroweb again, and now the Palkia outspeeds the Kyogre again, because it's now got 2 Electrowebs on it, and my Palkia is fast, and I kill the Kyogre.
Yeah.
So it's like that I think was the most interesting part of this team, and I think that's kind of the distinction I have between this and most other teams that are kind of in this archetype is the fast Palkia and the Mimikyu. It just makes it a little bit hard to play around, because it makes it easy to get your Calyrex online for Trick Room with the Mimikyu. Makes it so that you have a fast mode, and I kind of mentioned this in passing earlier after the Calyrex game. But showing someone such an aggressive fast mode with Regieleki Palkia means that you can then bait that in the next game. I think I mentioned the specific line I said was, if I win with Eleki Palkia game 1, then game 2 my opponent goes, oh shit, well I have to... Sorry, I keep saying that.
Don't worry about it.
your opponent goes, okay, well now I have to respect the electroweb max play, and if they do that and don't play around KOing the Palkia, then I can just go Volt Switch Trick Room, and now suddenly I have my Calyrex in under TR. So it leads to a lot of potential mind games as well. And I think one thing this team does really well is if you know how to pilot it and you know what your possible lines are, it's really good in best of threes if you're willing to adapt. 'Cause my Liverpool run, for example, I went 6-2 overall. I think I won game 1 twice across the whole of that day. So it's one of those ones where, like, if you're able to adapt and figure out what your opponent wants to do and how they're dealing with what your threats are, like if you figure out how they want to deal with you setting up Trick Room, how do you counteract that? So like I was saying, like Goggles Incin makes a big difference with how I want to set up Trick Room here. Because if it's not Goggles Incin, I can go for Amoongus Mimikyu, and then I get up Trick Room, I have Spore active, and I can threaten with Spore. But if it is Goggles, then I need to leave my own Incineroar. Or I can just go, okay, they can stop me setting up Trick Room with Taunts. If they have Taunt Incineroar, for example, I'm just going to leave Palkia and kill it.
I see. Yeah, I mean,
so
the one question... Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. The one.
No, that's fine.
The one question I was going to ask is during the run, like let's say like with this whole team, what would you say is the slot or the mon that you brought the least, if at all?
Weirdly, I think it was Amoongus.
That's what I was looking at.
I think you saw it with the games you played today. Like, we didn't bring Amoongus that much, but at the same time, it is really valuable for covering certain things. Like I kind of mentioned earlier with like. What was the specific example I was thinking? Like Calyrex Zacian, for example, can be a very tricky lead for me, or like Calyrex next to a Pokemon that can kill my Mimikyu if it Dynamaxes. In those situations, having that redirection option is super crucial. Because if they go for Calyrex and Astral Barrage and then they max their whatever the hell it is.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, I can't fake it out. If they kill my Amoongus with that, if they kill my Mimikyu with that, okay, maybe I can do something with whatever else I'm setting up with here. But it's kind of... The redirection didn't come often, but the matchups when it did come, it was so useful. And it's also really useful against other Trick Room teams.
Of course.
Like, because this is... Like you can see, this isn't the hardest Trick Room team in the world. Like, I've got 228 speed on my Palkia, right? And I've got a Regieleki. So against other Trick Room teams, a lot of them did run Tapu Fini, which admittedly I think maybe I could adjust that slot to like an Indeedee or something if I wanted to change that up slightly just to get around that kind of evolution in the meta. Or I saw a lot of like Safeguard Indeedee as well, which is kind of a problem. But it's outside of those examples, and certainly at least where the meta was when I was using this team more, having that Spore threat against opposing Trick Room teams was super valuable, because otherwise... there's a good chance I just fold to an opposing Calyrex, for example. Because I can't do that much damage to it with my Calyrex, and it's free to just Glacial Lance the rest of my team to death.
But yeah, I mean, it just makes sense, right? Like, you still want the Amoongus just for those small matchups where you do want to bring it, and even though it doesn't come often, it's there if you need it, right? I always like to, to tell the opponent. Well, it's a cool team. Thanks for that explanation. Now let's go to the rental code where you too can try Bwenty's Calyrex Palkia team. Alright folks, and there is Bwenty's Palkia Calyrex Ice Rider. I tried to fuse the two mons together.
Pally Ice is the one I go for.
Yeah, Pally Ice, yes. That is the proper way. And again, that is the name that we have on the team. So, Bwenty, I always like to ask people this, but is there anything about your team that you would change currently as of this moment?
Maybe one or two things, like the Amoongus, the Pollen Puff slot. I find Pollen Puff a lot of times really valuable, especially if you're going for like when you have it next to Calyrex, because Calyrex is so bulky. You often have situations where you can like consistently Pollen Puff up your Calyrex to keep it healthy. But I think you kind of mentioned this briefly earlier. I have considered Foul Play on Amoongus as an option to side proc my policy if I don't have Mimikyu in. But in general, I think Pollen Puff is maybe a little too valuable for that, but I'd consider it. The other one is maybe Throat Chop over... Throat Chop over Darkest Lair on Incineroar. I think that's becoming more of a meta thing now. In situations where I'm running a faster Incin, which I often do.
I just realized
with this team, like once I know my opponent's Incineroar speed, if it's faster than mine, I set up Trick Room, then I can Throat Chop and hard switch my Calyrex, for example. And if it's slower than mine, I can just Throat Chop at turn 1, and set up Trick Room, and then switch my Calyrex next turn. And it just means I get into situations where my opponent can't just keep bouncing in and out off my Calyrex, because that's the biggest issue for the Trick Room mode. Is something like an Incineroar just consistently cycling in and stopping my Calyrex from getting any momentum. So that's maybe another change I'd make. It's kind of minor things, but a lot of the time stuff like this does come down to like tweaking a little bit here and maybe changing the EV spread here. I'd maybe update the Mimikyu EV spread. Like I said, Lunar is seeing a lot of uptick at the moment. So potentially make it more specially bulky so you can live a Moongeist Beam is an option.
That happened in my video. When I was using my Lunadot team, I was already doing into the commentating mode. We're like, okay, we're going to pick up the Mimikyu again. And I was like, oh,
yeah.
wait, what? Excuse me? That lives? I did not know that. But now I know that it did live. When I was doing the count, I was like, oh, wow, this thing actually lives. Oh,
it's got a good special defense stat. It's got a really good special defense stat.
Yeah, I never considered it, but like, it was just funny when it happened in the video. But, you know, I was like, huh? Okay. But yeah, so Bwenty, where can the viewers find you?
The viewers can find me on Twitch under Bwenty, YouTube also Bwenty, and then on Twitter I'm at bwentyVGC because Bwenty was taken for some reason. I've never seen Bwenty taken on any platform apart from Twitter.
Oh man.
Yeah, you can find me there. So follow me on Twitch, sub to my YouTube, all the good stuff. Thank you again for having me on the channel. It's been fun.
Yes, absolutely. You know, I was waiting for the day this could happen. We go back to the days where Bwenty first used a Clover team. Do you remember what that team was? The first one?
What was the first Clover team I used? I don't know. I think I've tried to erase most of them from my memory.
It was the Series 9 Tyranitar Sand team, which wasn't even that bad. Do you remember it?
Oh wait, was that the I'm trying to think.
Series 9 Tyranitar Zapdos.
Wait, Series 9 was double restricted, wasn't it?
No.
No, Series 9, no, sorry, I'm thinking of Series 8. I get confused. Yeah, okay, I was going to say, Tyranitar and double restricted is insane, I wouldn't use that. Yeah, I think... Yeah.
That was the very first Clover team you used, I remember it. Yes. And then from there, you've used at least once every format. At least once.
Yes.
Alright. Well,
I'm like, this one can't be that bad.
and then you end up doing well with it. Like, remember what's the face? The Zamazenta team, you went 6-0 with it.
Oh, that's true, actually. I did pop off with the Zama team.
Oh my God.
That was very funny.
Alright, folks. Well, go ahead and sub to Bwenty so you can see him use another Clover Bells team. But on our side, we're closing in on 2,000. We need 3 more subs for 2,000. Bwenty, you think we can get it?
I mean, with me on the channel, obviously.
That was the goal.
Yeah, right. That's me for the last 3 subscribers. That's what that's what the people wanted.
Well, folks, we'll be back with another Series 12 squad. Until next time, guys. Peace out. Have a good night.
See ya.